Good afternoon and welcome to a DIY application webinar from Linköping University. My name is Therese and I'm a communications officer, and I'm here with Cecilia, who might want to introduce herself.
Yes. Hello, I'm Cecilia and I work at the admissions office.
Thank you. We're going to give you a brief overview of the application process. It's a simple process. It might look daunting, but it is straightforward. But there are a few pitfalls. But we're going to go through them and talk about, common mistakes and so on. You can ask questions in the questions section. You'll see it below. You can also say hello to each other in the chat function. And once this our session, we're going to talk for about, say, 20 minutes, go through a presentation, a few slides. But after that, you can ask your questions within this webinar. After that, we will actually continue to answer your questions, but through our own chat functionality. The link will come up somewhere on this page during the webinar, but also towards the end. I think that's the kind of the housekeeping things I needed to cover at the beginning. Before I let Cecilia tell you about the application process, I'm going to just briefly give you a reminder of who we are. There it is. There we are. It's actually our student on the cover. And the next page, Linköping University, we are a full university, which means we offer both bachelor, master's and PhD level. There's about 36,500 students, which makes us sixth biggest in Sweden in terms of the student body. You can see on the map that we are based in two cities, so it's Linköping and Norrköping. Linköping is about 2 hours south of Stockholm on the train, and Norrköping, I think, is about an hour and a half, isn't it? There are direct flights to Linköping from Amsterdam, so you can see that on the larger map. We're a young university. We were established in 1975, and we do rank highly in many subject areas, for example, material science. We're known for our innovative educational programs. We were first with industrial engineering, for example, where we combined business and engineering. We have two campuses, or rather, no, we have three campuses, but two cities. So if we move on to the next slide. You can see photos. Valla, that's our student building. It's a building that houses the library, but also lots of study places. And that's on the main campus here in Linköping. But it was built with our students in mind, which gives you an idea of our mindset of putting our students first and also taking them into account in our planning processes, as students were very much part in designing this building. Norrköping is the town 40 kilometers away from Linköping. It is an old industrial area, textile industry, so it's a beautiful campus. We have programs such as computational social science and ethnic and migration are offered in Norrköping, and a few more. And then there's also the University Hospital campus, which is right next to the hospital, which has our medical biomedicine programs. And then the next slide. So what do we offer? We offer 30 master's programs in all different disciplines. So we have design, we have social science, engineering, environmental studies. We have one bachelor's program, which is in biomedicine. A lot of these programs have lots of elective courses, so it's different streams within the programs. And the study places, you saw the building, which you again can see in this image, but we have study places spread out all over campus. There's also easy access to nature, where it's slightly outside. The Valla campus is slightly outside the city centre in Linköping. It's about 6 kilometers. So you get the best of both worlds. And there is a huge variety of student associations. You have robotics, electronics, coding. Robotics is quite a big research area. It's a big thing. It's a big research area of ours. And then the next slide. This is where I hand over to Cecilia.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm here to tell you how to apply and get admitted, because we don't only want you to apply, we want you to get admitted as well. So I'm hoping to help you apply in a good way. So the first thing I'd advise you to do is to do your research. And when I say that, I mean that it's important to go through the web page and check everything, check that you're eligible, for example, and check what is required of you.
Know what you're applying for, basically.
Exactly. Know what you're applying for and check that you have the right background for it. And once you've done that, then it's time to apply. And you apply online on universityadmissions.se by 15th of January. And some of you are fee-paying students, and that means you have to pay an application fee. And some of you are from the EU, EEA or Switzerland. You don't have to pay an application fee, but it's important that you provide documentation that states that you're a non-fee paying student, so a copy of your passport. And then there's a section called country information, and that is very important because countries have different education systems, different rules for documentation, and you need to go through this and make sure that you submit the proper documents, which you have to do before 1st of February. So we have two deadlines here. The first one is 15th of January, and then for documents and application fee 1st of February. And then the decision will reach you on your account at universityadmissions.se 21st of March.
So applicants have to check
Yes.
universityadmissions.se
Yes.
throughout.
Throughout the process, it's a good idea to go check your account because that's how we will communicate with you. So if we find out that something is missing, we will send you a message on your account at universityadmissions.se. So go there to check every now and then. It's a good idea. And for those of you who are tuition fee paying students, I recommend that you pay your tuition fee ASAP. And we do that because it takes quite a long time to get a residence permit. And your application for a residence permit will not be reviewed until you've paid your application fee. And I think last year it took over 8 weeks to get a residence permit.
Yeah. It does take a while, and that's out of our control. That's the Swedish Migration Agency.
Yes.
But it does take quite some time.
So that's why we're going to tell you again and again to pay as soon as you know you want to take us up on the offer. As soon as you know that you want to study here, pay your tuition fee. The deadline for that, however, is 15th of May.
And if you miss the deadline?
Then you lost the opportunity.
You've lost your place.
Yeah. And that goes for all the deadlines here. When it comes to applying, of course you can apply late, but there's no guarantee that the program will take late applicants.
So keep an eye on the deadlines, basically. Can you give an example of a mistake that applicants should be careful to avoid at this stage?
I think a common mistake at this stage is that you find something that you're really interested in and you apply for it, but you sort of forget to check that you have the right background for it. And then you won't be admitted, unfortunately. Your high interest doesn't help here. You need to fulfill the requirements for the program also. So
I think that's common for throughout Sweden and master's level education, that it's a continuation of your bachelor.
Yes.
Which means that you're expected to have a certain level of knowledge already, which makes it difficult to switch major.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that is a good advice to keep an eye on, to make sure that you are well familiar with specific requirements.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So
shall we move to
next slide? I think. Yes. So we have a national online application process on universityadmissions.se. That's where you create your account, and that's where you apply for 4 programs. Well, You can apply for 4 programs. You don't have to, of course. But the ranking of these programs, that's important because you can only be admitted to 1 program. So you prioritize these programs from 1 to 4, and you can only be admitted to 1. And that means if you are admitted to your first priority, number 2, 3 and 4 sort of disappears. If you're not admitted to your first, then you may be admitted to your second, and then number 3 and 4 disappears.
So it's really important that you actually think about how you rank your choices. It's not like you will get 4 offers; you will get 1 offer.
Exactly.
So it's important.
And also going back to doing your research, you don't want to waste one of these 4 choices by applying to something you're not eligible for. So you can see there are a few different steps here. The first step is the online application, and you upload documents. You do that on your account. There are a few countries where the rules are different, and you will see that in the country information. For example, the US is a country where your university must send a transcript to universityadmissions.se directly. And some countries will need to send the documents on paper, but most of you will upload the documents on your account.
Where can they find the information, to see if they need to send it directly?
Yeah, it's in the country information section. So you go, for example, if you studied in India, you go to country information and you check India. And then you will get all information that is specific to Indian students.
So, but if you're Indian and you studied in the US, where do you look?
Then you look at the US. So it's not a matter where you're from or where you live. What matters is where you took your bachelor's. So also, let's say you're an Indian and you studied both in India and the US. You check both because there will be different rules for India, and then if you did your master's in the US, then the rules for the US will apply for your master's.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to submit that, so for example for India, you submit your paperwork in a certain way, and then for the US part of the education, you submit it in a different way.
Exactly.
So the country-specific pages on universityadmissions.se.
Yeah. And third thing to do is paying your application fee or document your status as a non-fee paying student. And then there's an application that we can review. So all these 3 steps have to be fulfilled before we can review your application.
And when do you review it? Is it always after 15th of January?
We start reviewing it as soon as you fulfilled all these 3 steps, so to say. So we can't review it if you made an online application and you submitted your documents. We can't review it until you've paid your application fee or documented your status as a non-fee paying student. So all these 3 steps have to be fulfilled before we can review it. And we've started reviewing applications already. So if you've applied early, it's likely that we check your application early, which is a good thing.
Yeah. And where you kind of, is it say good news is, no news is good news? you won't get, you won't find out if you're admitted until the 21st of March. Exactly. Anyway, but if you have made an error when you upload something or in your application, you will find out.
Yes, it all depends on when we review your application. Let's say I review a few applications this week and I find out that you didn't upload the second page of your transcript. So that means you will not be qualified. You will get a message on your account where I state that number 2 the second page of your transcript was not uploaded, please upload it. And that means you can actually fix this, because if you upload it before 1st of February, your application will still be considered as an application that arrived on time. So that's why it's a good thing to apply early.
Thank you.
So next,
Yeah.
I think. Thank you. The documents we are asking for, that's diplomas, your transcripts, all of them, translations, proof of English skills, a copy of your passport, and a syllabus is recommended too. And again, I've written here, check for program-specific and country-specific requirements.
I need to ask you the syllabus. What is a syllabus?
A syllabus is a course description. It describes the course, what you did in the course. Maybe it describes the books that was in the course, the teacher, and the different units in the course. In the next slide, I'll show you.
Okay.
Why
is it only recommended? Because all the other ones are mandatory. You have to have a diploma. You have to have all transcripts and translations if they're not in English. And you need all the other things, but that's only recommended.
It's only recommended. It's not necessary for all programs, but I recommend it especially if mathematics is a requirement. And if we go on to the next slide, we can see a picture. Yeah. Here's an example that I hope will be helpful for you. So this program requires 30 ECTS of mathematics, and that's easy enough to find in most transcripts. You can see to the right, you can see the courses are called Engineering of Mathematics 1, Engineering Mathematics 2. So finding 30 ECTS in mathematics is usually, that's quite easy. But then this program also requires 3 specific courses, which is linear algebra, calculus, and mathematical statistics. And as you can see here, there's no such courses on the transcript. And if I have no further information than this, I won't be able to accept you for the program, because I don't find calculus, algebra, or mathematical statistics in this transcript. However, if you submit a syllabus, if I can ask for the next slide, please. Here, the student has submitted a syllabus. And here, it's clearly stated that Engineering Mathematics number 1 contains Calculus 1, Calculus 2, and Linear Algebra. So, the student, once he or she has submitted both transcript and syllabus, I can find out that Engineering Mathematics 1 contains Calculus and Algebra. So, then I fulfilled 2 of the 3 courses. And then, of course, there are more pages on the syllabus, so I will find the 3rd course also in the syllabus. But so that's why I need a syllabus.
So that's for, so if the program doesn't require any specific courses, it's as a kind of general rule. If it doesn't require any specific courses, you don't really need to upload a syllabus.
No.
But as soon as you see specific courses,
Yes.
you should do it, just to make sure that you're covered.
Yes. For example, if you apply for a business program and you have a business, a Bachelor of Business Administration, and there are no specific courses required, it just says you need to have a degree in Bachelor Administration, then you don't have to submit a syllabus. But in cases where mathematics is asked for and there are specific courses in mathematics, then I suggest you upload a syllabus. And you need to do this before 1st of February as well.
Mm-hmm. And this is really important as well, because the evaluation of the specific requirements are usually done after the deadline. Yeah. So, and then you can't come back and change it because you will then have a late application. So it's important really that you do this. If you're unsure at all, do this because you will be able to kind of have it there if it needs to be looked at.
Yes. And also we ask you that you mark out the pages of your syllabus that we need to look at so that we can find these courses easily.
Can we go back 3 slides and talking about clearly mark out the slide? That one.
There we are.
One. So this bit, when I kind of went ahead a bit with the syllabus, but this is really important with the naming convention. So select a name. Why do you suggest this?
We suggest this because on your account you can see which files you've uploaded, but you can't open them. So it's good to structure your files before you upload them. So if you want to upload your diploma, you scan it, you scan your original document, you name the file diploma, and then you upload it. And you scan your transcripts, name the file transcripts, and then you upload them. That way you can see that you've uploaded diplomas and transcripts. If you uploaded everything in one file, that's fine by me, but you won't be able to open it and check if you uploaded everything. So that's why we think it's a good idea to structure this a bit before you upload it.
Yeah. So basically, the structure on the left is a good start. So your diploma, call it the diploma, transcript, and so that you can kind of tick them off, so that you know that you've uploaded everything you need to, because it's a unnecessary mistake.
Yeah, and it's a bit stressful because you don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
So you can do it either 1 file, 2 files, or 5 files, but just as long as you know what you've uploaded. So you can name it diplomas, transcript, and translations. That's fine. But then you know what's in it.
Yeah. Don't keep the name that the scanner gives you.
No.
Usually when you scan a document, it's a long gibberish. Don't keep that. Thank you. Yeah. Shall we move on again? So I think we're skipping another step.
Yeah. There we go. So we'll talk a bit about scholarships as well. We have a scholarship called LIU International Scholarships, and if you apply for an LIU program as your first priority, first out of 4, and you're admitted to it, you can also apply for a scholarship.
So you do this after you've been admitted?
Yes.
Okay. So the application won't be open until after the results?
It won't. But you need to think about it now, because you're making your priorities now on your account, 1 to 4, and you need to take this LIU program and put it as your first priority if you're interested in scholarships from us. And these scholarships are tuition fee waivers of 50%. We normally award about 30 or 40 such scholarships a year.
And that's basically, because they are tuition fee waivers, they're open to fee-paying students.
Yes.
And so that's anybody who doesn't hold an EU or EEA passport. For EU students, I'm afraid we don't offer any scholarships. So the LIU International Scholarships are for fee-paying students.
We should mention as well, perhaps, that a few students will get scholarships, but most of you will have to pay your own way, so to say. So you need to prepare for this. You have to pay your tuition fee and your upkeep. Yeah.
And there is information on our website for how much you need. It's roughly 850 euros per month, the cost of living. But there's plenty of information on our website. The next slide, please. So these are the deadlines. We said it's important with the deadlines. Talk us through the dates on the screen.
Yeah. 15th of January is the deadline for applying online at universityadmissions.se. Up until the 15th, you can change your programs, you can change the priorities, back and forth, as many times as you like, but after the 15th, you can't.
So if you then make a change on the 17th of January and you decide, oh, no, I actually want that program as my number one priority, what happens?
You can't change the priorities anymore. You can remove programs and you can add a new program, but then that new program will be a late application.
Okay.
So I suggest not doing that.
Yep.
Rather, make up your mind before 15th of January. So do your research early, apply early, and by the 15th you need to be sure about what you want to do. And then 1st of February, all documents must be submitted, application fee must be paid.
And again, that's for non-EU and EEA citizens. That the application fee applies. EU citizens need to upload proof of citizenship.
Yeah, normally a passport. And don't forget to do that.
No.
I can't see by your name that you're French or German. We need to see the passport.
Yeah, and we don't have a database, a European database where we can find you.
No,
it is
unfortunately not.
No, you need to upload a copy of your passport.
And then 21st of March, you'll get your notification of selection result, which we call the admissions letter, and you'll be given that on your account, and it's a printable PDF, so you can print this as many times as you like. And for those of you who want to apply for a scholarship, you can do that between 21st and 24th of March. And we'll publish those results 9th of April in the afternoon on our web page. And talking about tuition fees again, 15th of May is the absolute deadline, but we recommend you to pay as soon as you know that you want to study here.
So 15th of January, you have to have made a decision on the priority. If you add anything afterwards, if you still have slots left, it will be a late application. But you have until the 15th of February to submit the documents. Can you swap out?
1st of February.
Oh, 1st of February,
Yeah.
sorry. So can you swap, can you remove a document that you've previously uploaded and upload a new one?
You can always upload new ones. You probably can't remove it.
Nope. But you can upload a new one.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have new evidence of something.
Yes,
you
just
can do
upload
that.
it.
Just
yes.
upload. Thank you.
And classes start end of August.
Yes.
So.
And this is important to be here on time for the classes. There will be a roll call when you turn up and your name is called out and you say I'm here. This is mandatory, and it's really important that you're here for it, because you will lose your place. You don't have to tell us that you've accepted your place once you've been offered. You tell us by turning up to the roll call. You have to communicate with the faculty coordinator who you'll be in touch with if you, for example, end up with a stomach bug on the day. But there are very few exemptions.
Yes, you'll have to be here for the roll call.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe we should end the PowerPoint there.
Yeah, is that the last one? Yeah,
it is. Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, there we are. So this is important. The roll call, the date of the roll call is very important. So I think, and also be here a couple of weeks early anyway, because so much happens. There's so much fun going on, and you settle in, meet your new classmates, get to know your new home. So be here a bit early, but definitely by the roll call.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that was the presentation that we planned to go through. This part of the webinar is being recorded. It's been recorded, and we will publish it on our website and on YouTube. The next part is only for those of you who are watching. So to those who are watching the video recording, I'd like to say thank you and goodbye. and open up to any questions that Luke might have found for us.